Hi everyone, welcome to Art Time with Melissa. Today we're going to make some beads out of clay. There are so many possibilities and many ways to make beads. Let's jump right into it. All right. So, with beads, you can make them a lot of ways. You can make a hole just at the top. You can make a hole through it so it'll string like this. You can make a hole all the way through, like this one. Or you can make it like this one, where you have a hole at each side to string it through. So there's a lot of possibilities here. So what I like to do is start with a piece of clay, warm it up. And if I'm gonna make one like this, I'll then squish it, make it the shape I want. I think this one I'll make like a teardrop shape. And then I'll poke a hole through it with something like a pencil or a toothpick or the back of a paintbrush. Whatever works. Whatever you have on hand is great. And if you have clay tools, that's wonderful too. Awesome. And then I can carve any designs I want into it before I let it dry. Again, with the same kind of tools. So maybe I'll poke some dots with this. Oops. Getting some paint on the table. Whoops. Awesome. So, I probably shouldn't have been using wet paper, should I? If I want to make one like this, it's very similar. So that one, I kind of rolled the tube, and then I poked a hole at each end of the tube. And if you notice, after I poke at the front, I usually go through the back, because sometimes it kind of pokes out a little bit and doesn't look as neat. But if I go through the back again, it can kind of help neaten it up. And then you can smooth it out with your fingers and make any adjustments you need before you go on to decorating. And sometimes I even go back and forth a few times. As long as you get the results you want, it's okay to take the extra second. And I think this one, the last one I did dots, so I think this one I'll carve some lines. And you can do anything. This one I carved initials. This one I just decorated and I did some dots on. Whatever you want. Now maybe for this one I'll make a heart. So I'll roll a ball. I'll pinch it at one end and then I'll push it down in the middle so it becomes this heart shape. And before I get it too perfect, I'm gonna poke my hole, because I can always leave it on the paintbrush while I finish and make it perfect before I slide it off. Make sure I really like that heart shape before continuing. All right. Great, now I can slide it off and I got my heart. Now, I spent a lot of time decorating these. This one I did stripes and I wrote initial in. This one I did lots of dots and lines. This one's rainbow polka dots. The most important thing is make sure if you're washing your brush to change colors, you dry it off with a paper towel in between. And I always like to make sure I really get into all of my little designs that I put on the beads so they're nice and fancy. And then after they've dried even more, you can let them get strung onto a bracelet or a necklace. Oh, and by the way, I don't paint these until they are fully dry. You'll know it's dry when it feels harder, it doesn't feel squishy, and it doesn't feel like really cold to the touch. And the color changes a little bit too. You can see the difference. These are both the same color at the beginning, but this one has had time to dry. Lovely. Well, I could show you details all day, but there's just so many possibilities to experiment with, and I hope you have so much fun. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.